Yeah. Happy Thursday, everybody. Happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome to the Dollar Hour. Look at boy, TikTok and cut off already. But happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome to the Dollar Hour. I am Deonte Burden, aka Mr. Short Dollar himself. We got an awesome show planned for you guys tonight. We're gonna talk about something that I don't think a lot of parents spend a lot of time really being honest with their kids about, and that's their personal finance. So we're asking the question: how honest are you with your kids about your finance?
Okay.
Because I go back to my childhood, and I remember, one of the biggest things we were kids, we would always argue, well, I can afford this, my mama got me this, my stuff costs more than yours.
Right.
We were kids, just being kids, arguing with each other, right?
Right.
But ironically, it's like when you grow up, you realize, like, shit, I ain't got no damn money. Then mom and dad ask you for money. We're like, what the hell happened?
Right.
And you just had this pitch in your mind that you're rich. You know what I'm saying? And let me give this disclaimer. My grandfather had no problem telling me, boy, I ain't got no damn money.
At all.
He never
I think no grandparents had that problem. Mine didn't either.
Anybody know Poochie? You will see me at 8 years old dragging that damn lawnmower down Bankhead. That's what they need to. Anybody know me?
Making it happen.
I'm gonna just get that disclaimer.
Right.
Poochie was dragging another damn lawnmower down Bankhead. Getting those clothes in my face.
Right.
After I cut your grass. So I wasn't that comfortable.
Right.
What's going on? What is it? After live chicken. Okay, cool. Thanks for tuning in. But I do want to have that conversation because far too often, me being a parent and having 3 adult children, some things, I feel like, okay, I did the right thing. Some things I might feel like I missed the ball on. Some stuff far good with financing my children. And I just want to have a discussion, especially with parents that may be from all ends of the spectrum, newborns, currently got kids still in the house, so I'm grown. How honest are you with your finances?
Mm-hmm.
How honest are you with your kids' finances? Do your kids have a realistic view of what's going on? I'm not saying you gotta let them know what's like, and we're gonna have a good discussion about it. I'm not saying they have to know everything that's going on with you in your finances, but how honest have you been with them over the years to just have them discuss?
How realistic?
Absolutely. What they feel about where y'all went, what y'all were, what y'all going to be, and even for themselves. But, before we get started again, this is the Dollar Hour. I am Deonte Burden, a.k.a. Mr. Short Dollar himself. Right now, streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, and Twitter. I want to say what's up first to my awesome producers, DJ Lab.
What's going on, brother? Hey, it's Thursday. Best day of the week.
Yes, absolutely.
Best day of the week.
Best day of the week. And also a big shout out to my other producer, Slick316. What's up, Rick?
What's going on, Slick?
Listen, before we get started.
Yeah.
I even got my brother Lab. We hit with Glenn Lab. We pulled a good thing of scotch out.
Right.
Yes, sir.
The new bottle.
Listen.
The box.
Hey, out the box. Listen, we celebrating 30,000 subscribers on Mr. Short Dollar. 30,000. 30,000 subscribers. One thing about it, 2 weeks ago, I said, was it maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, I said, listen, man, we want to try to close the month. I hit that 30,000. We did it. Man, I just want to tell everybody from the bottom of my heart, man, I appreciate all the love and support. We're scratching kind of like at about 28, 29,000 on TikTok as well.
Okay.
But, man, shit, we did it.
That's right.
I just wanted to tell everybody from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate all the love and support. Coincidentally, the other YouTube channel, Change Your Lives, the goal for 50,000 subscribers for Mr. Short Dollar for the year.
Okay.
The goal for Change Your Lives was 5,000 subscribers for the year.
Right.
And we've been wrestling at $3,000 for almost damn year and a half, 2 years.
Almost.
And we just surpassed 5,000 subscribers. Change Your Lives.
Some of good information now.
Hey, like my people in church say, won't they do it?
Right.
Hey, man. But no, man, I just want to say thanks to everybody. I want to say thanks to my brother Lab. Thanks to Slick. Man, I appreciate our love and support, man. Because anybody know, man, watch my journey, man, with starting everything up. man, this shit, man, it's real. I done went through all kind of phases, starting up, divorce, all kind of stuff over the years, man.
Right.
And see when you start having successes and things come to fruition that you ask about, man, you feel good about it because it's nothing uncommon when you actually doing this kind of stuff, went to my podcast and YouTube and whatever, you're going to hit plateaus. And that puts you in a position, me and Lab talk all the time, where you're like, damn, man, like, maybe I want to do this, maybe I want to do that, because you're doing stuff, you're not getting no traction. But because I love helping people, I love talking about personal finance, entrepreneurship, and giving out information, that's what keeps me going. But when you start seeing these kind of progressions, hey, man, it feels pretty good.
It feels real good.
It feels real good.
But I'm going to say, I'm not going to let you short yourself. All the goals that you strive to hit, you have hit. When you said I want to get 20,000 last year, you hit the 20,000. So let's not shortchange those milestones, because just about every goal that you said you wanted to hit within that year, you did hit.
I appreciate that, bro.
Yeah.
It did work, man. It worked, man. So I did it, man. This past week, man, just see that kind of spontaneous growth. Let's just go back to what I was all the time, man. People think they got it. Shit, you don't know.
You don't know.
You don't know.
It's always a crapshoot.
Yeah, it's just, just like my old partner used to say, just stay down.
Yeah.
Stay down, stay down, stay down. Don't quit, man. So I just want to tell everybody before we get started, I appreciate that also, man. But going into tonight's show, I do want, real quick, guys, you listen on TikTok, all the other platforms. Remember, we just released yesterday the August 2024 Small Business Grants. I got 10 different grant opportunities on Mr. Short on that video. 10 different grant opportunities. I think 2 or 3 of them, the application deadline is during the first 10 days of the month. So definitely go to the YouTube channel, subscribe and apply for those particular grant opportunities. So just take advantage of a lot of great information. Plus, we got at least 150 different grant opportunities on that are available on the channel at any time. So definitely go there and take advantage of the information there. I think I'm forgetting. I think that's it right off the top of my head. We're doing it, but definitely go there. But yeah, man, thanks again for the love and support. Oh, actually, like I said, guys, want to add anything to the conversation? Well, again, we're talking about how honest are you with your kids about your finances. Feel free to call in. The call-in number is 678-740-9894. Again, the call-in number is 678-740-9894. Guys, I want to let you guys know I'm juggling with the Instagram and the TikTok in front of me. So if I'm trying to catch everybody when you come in. So if I miss anything, don't hesitate to repeat. Somebody said say it slowly. 67. Okay, I appreciate that. The call-in number is 678-740-9894. Again, that's 678-740-9894. Please don't let the guy with the worms call in tonight.
I hope that wasn't him asking to say it slowly. While we talking, the Glenn Levis is smooth. This is from a person who doesn't drink. I feel no burn as it goes down. As I swallow this Glenn Levis scotch, there's no burn when it goes down. That lets you know that it is made with good liquor. It's triple cast. Usually, get the Henny, it's gonna burn you up. But this right here, I feel. Look, I got my pinky out. I told you. Got my pinky out because I feel special.
I told you. This is what the white man gave the Indians.
It's firewater.
When he hit Plymouth Rock.
Okay.
This is the white man firewater. This is what had them Indians giving up all their land. All their furs.
So Louisiana for 2 cents for.
That scotch and it was on.
Right.
Well, we had too much damn fun.
Right. Well, it's good. And I don't drink.
Hey, man, we're going to celebrate, man.
That's right.
But, when we're talking about the nice subject matter in regards to how honest you with your kids for financing, like I said, I look back at my childhood and so many times. What's that? What's that? Oh, no, I'm sorry. I thought that's the status.
Yeah.
My bad. So I thought about so many times, when I was younger, like today, school starting, right? Kids going out there. My kids, my son is in Clay County School, which they wear uniforms. So only thing, everybody got the same shit on except shoes.
Except
so
shoes.
Your status thing is based off
your shoes
now. You got, And I think, and I just go back to kids looking at other kids feeling like we got this because of the clothes I wear, things I have, with mom and daddy pick you up in, different stuff. And a lot of times, as we get older, we really don't know what mom and dad spending all their hard-earned money on our school clothes to get us a certain way. Do they really have this and everything? And I want to have a discussion with parents because far too often, we a lot of times try to create an environment for our kids to feel good about certain stuff.
Right.
But big picture wise, is the right thing to do.
Right.
Makes sense?
I get what you're saying.
And so that's why I want to discuss. I look at with me personally, 4 of my boys, only one, PJ, my second son, he's on one of the name brand stuff.
Okay.
Like none of my kids, I've never said that. Now again, I like dressing.
Right.
I like dressing. I like looking good, but I'm the type of person I never get caught up in the names. Like, if it look good on me, I get it. If and I ain't really get caught in the, I have an eye for what I like wearing.
Right.
Now I have one of my kids that's into Gucci, Prada, Louis. That's PJ.
Okay.
Coincidentally, he's probably the only one of my kids that's always worked.
Okay.
And bought his stuff.
So always have money to get his own.
Exactly.
Right.
Do it with the hair and all that.
Yeah.
He's always the only one that did that. But my oldest son T, JC Penney, Kmart, Chris the same way. They go, they get little damn SpongeBob shirts.
Right.
All my kids are like that, except my second son. And don't know where it came from. I had in mind. You know what I'm saying? Because again, they don't have expensive taste. And like I said, even the one that did, he bought his stuff. But I was always very brutally honest with my kids about what the hell I was and wasn't going to do. Not saying I want to buy stuff on, but I'm going to buy up pair of shoes.
Right.
Shoes. And again, let me get this quick disclaimer, guys, because you guys know I'm not saying the way I look at stuff is the right way. It's just,
How I
did it. Do it and did it, right?
Slick says that younger kids may not get it, but older kids can figure things out.
Yeah, but see, that's the whole point of this discussion. Have you put so much shit in a younger kid's head that when they get older, they're kind of unrealistic about how things are?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying. Like when I was younger, my grandmama and them didn't necessarily talk to me about, in order for me to get you shoes, I'm gonna have to forego the mortgage. You know what I'm saying? Or in order for me to get you some clothes for school for the summer break, the light's not gonna get paid for a month or so. Those kind of discussions weren't ever had. Luckily for me, like if I really need, they didn't just necessarily just buy me unnecessary things and never name brand really. I had to get that once I got my own job. But if I really needed something, like if I needed a pair of shoes, like they had to be, like the sole had to be damn near off of for me to get a new pair. But they would show up some type of way. It was never a case of discussing with me what had to be foregone in order, because I know something had to be foregone because of the way we live. We struggled the whole time. So I know something had to be for not paid in order for me to get these shoes. But it was never a case where my grandma or grandfather sat me down and said, okay, we can get you the shoes, but you ain't gonna be able to flush the toilet. So those kind of discussions weren't ever had.
Again, guys, we're talking about how honest are you with your kids about finance. The call in number, feel free to call in. The call in number is 678-740-9894. Again, 678-740-9894. And I'm funny story. Just I'm thinking back at this point. I grew up with Old Bankhead Highway, and it was Kmart. It was right across the street.
Okay.
The house, right?
Okay.
So when I first started going to public schools, I remember, elementary school, going to Grove Park. Like when I went to private school, I didn't, I was never really into clothes or whatever. So about fifth, sixth grade, I don't know, my boy said, Josh, my sister, what's up a little bit that came in. And I remember my mom, was like, we gotta get school clothes. I ain't thinking that, right?
Right.
I go in and give me about 4 or 5 pair of Rustler jeans.
Okay, right.
Flannel shirts. She went to the little Payless or about going home, bought these little Pro Kids or whatever. I'm right. I got to school. Now keep in mind, we in a neighborhood, like It's lower middle class, black neighborhood, families and stuff. It's on that brink of the crack area.
Okay.
80s, 88.
Okay. So right before it started booming, right
before everybody, mom and daddy got on.
All right.
Right. So we right at that, and I remember how they went the hell off. My classmate, what the hell? And the new boy got rustlers. I hope some of my childhood friends tuning in. Josh, they're sitting there like, what the hell?
Right.
He got the pro wings. Like, I'm sitting there like,
remember those days.
What the hell wrong with my shoes? I'm pretty spiffy. Hey, the best part about it, my grandmother put some gangster creases in my rustler. I'm sitting there like, everybody laughing at me and everything. The thing about it, you look back at it, all of us pretty much were like poor.
Right.
Like, all of us was.
But the clothes made us feel good.
Yeah, but they had like their little Cortez night. Everybody, had their little different stuff. I think this back in that year when everybody had their little African medallions. They had their little the nylon Nike suits. And all that stuff.
Okay.
I ain't had none of that shit. And I'm sitting there like, and you know something, like what always stuck with me was, like I said, I'm still standing out front of Kmart, ask folks, can I take the bags to the car? And cutting grass. It's no way. I earned my money.
Okay.
It's no way in hell. Like, well, what you mean? I remember the discussions. Because sixth grade, what you 11, 12 years old. We sitting there talking, and guy was sitting there like, yeah, man, my mom paid $56 for these shoes, this, that, and that. Now, once my sister was born, my mother made it very clear. I ain't buying no more shit. Right? So
very clear.
Little bit tuned in now. I don't know if mama came in, but my mother made it very clear.
Right.
Like, I ain't buying shit. I gotta get that baby. Okay. Like I had one of them damn talks.
That's the only financial talk you
that had down the birds to the bees. That's what I got. And so she was very, very clear with that. And so I'm hearing these guys talking.
Right.
And what's the right there Bankhead on Hollywood Road? Not Giorgio. Was it Giorgio's? Get Third World Rug Store. Yeah, I think it was Giorgio's. It was like a clothing store. Cause that's why I got my ear pierced. Like, but it was right at the corner of what Bankhead and Hollywood Road met. It's some different stuff.
Slick might know what that stuff was.
Yeah, Giorgio's. That was the name of it. I think I'm about sure. But anyway, like they might sell like starter jackets and this, that, and that stuff. That was, at a young age, I wasn't able to get the model books. I wasn't doing it then.
Okay.
Somebody go in and buy me like a little jacket, a shirt, whatever. But what was stuck with me was, I'm just thinking about the little $60, $70 I done made cutting grass, hitting yards, not big, but just carrying bags to the latest cars. It's no way in the hell. That probably was my indoctrination of being cheap as hell.
Right.
I'm not gonna spend all my damn money. I done did that. but a lot of my friends, their parents bought it.
Okay.
So, you know what I'm saying? And I think that was kind of like at that brink where, again, we're talking about how honest you with your kids for finances. That was at that brink where guys started selling dope too. Okay. Because I remember we was at Grove Park. One of your classmates, they had a little medicine bottle. I got these breakdowns. Okay. That's how you know what I'm saying? I remember. Right. Coming in, he got a gold tooth. What the hell you doing? You know? But that was just at that brink when, young boys were out there started making, fast money. Right. I went into that, you know what I'm saying? I was never into that. I had an uncle that still steered me away from that. But I remember those times. Like, I remember that, like, I remember the first pair of real, like, Jordans and, because I tell my grandma, I need some Jordans for school. And she go up to damn Payless to get them Payless Jordans. I can't wear them to school. I already know I can't wear them. I'm already in high school at 12 years old. I can't wear that to school. Yeah, it's no way I can. My sophomore year of high school, I'm wearing Pro Wing Jordans to school. It's just if middle school was rough, just imagine how a 12-year-old would have been in high school wearing that. So I couldn't do it, but luckily I had friends that like had the same shoe size I did, and they would let me wear or give me their shoes when they want. I had a friend who his mom had a real good job, so she would buy him new shoes every year, and he would never really wear his shoes that much. He wasn't really he wasn't hard on shoes at all. Like,
and he'd be like, you can wear these. So I would wear his shoes.
Yeah.
But as far as just the first year I got shoes, because I never really had a discussion about finance. I never had any discussion about finance. Let's put it that way. The real pair of shoes I got was when I worked all summer one year. I worked all summer. And I saved every dime I got. I bought 3 pair of shoes, and I remember them like the back of my hand. I bought some red Jordans when them red ones came out. I bought some Cortez Nikes, and I bought a pair of the Truths that look like forms.
Yeah.
I bought those. I bought 3 pair of shoes. I was like, "Ooh, I'm gonna be real fly this year." And I spent all the money on shoes. I ain't buy no pants, no shoes.
Yeah, you buy like me.
Yeah, so I ain't buy no pants, no shirt, no nothing. But there was no discussion like maybe you should buy Leon. You should buy 1 pair of shoes and maybe 2 shirts, 2 pants to last you. There was never a discussion like that.
Yeah, that was kind of like I said that OJT with me, just with my mom. Like, I'm not really. She wouldn't even like. You come home, like, they talking about my clothes. Like, when I say I wasn't getting no empathy at all. No, Now my mom was a young mother, so she didn't give a shit about what was happening and stuff. And I fast forward, and again, that made my granddad was just he was straight no chaser. Go work, go keep doing that.
Mm-hmm.
I started working as soon as I got a work permit. I think you had to be 13 or 14, but as soon as I was able to start working, I started working.
Mm-hmm.
I was working at the it was Checkers on Bankhead when they first opened.
Okay.
It was like when the Van Hawk was on. Right?
Okay.
The homeboy.
Okay.
That when he owned it, and then I got a job at Miss Winners. Then Checkers turned to Rallies. Then it came back to Checkers.
Okay.
And everything. But when he was hitting the nation, so it was like 90. What was that? 93, 92, 93.
Okay.
Something like that when he was doing that. But that name was Van Hawkins. Van Hawkins. They got on Checkers.
LaVale Hawkins.
LaVale Hawkins. But that was him.
I think that's him.
But but
that's who started, right?
Yeah, that's who started.
Okay.
I almost you get confused with Crawford, the comedian.
No, but that's LaVale Crawford.
He's a big dude. He's
right.
a big dude,
right.
just like him. But I remember I met him, man. He gave me some good words, being that young, for doing it. But I always just think about it, like I had no kind of financial things, but it was more so like, yeah, it's hungry, you're gonna go get it.
Right, you're gonna either starve or you're gonna go get it.
And I never. Well, let me say this: I never missed a meal growing up, but the whole thing was it was non-negotiable. Whatever you want outside of this spirit that will provide, you go get it.
Right.
And there was no feeling bad about. I got you this.
Right.
You want something else? Go get it. And that's when I was sitting there saying, because I was working.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, spend their money.
I ain't gonna have no money for them, but right.
I ain't finna be doing that, and I didn't like that. Like I ain't like doing that, and that was my indoctrination with that.
Right.
I fast forward now, I'm a lot more comfortable with with my own children with doing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think I really pushed working in your own money early with them with doing it, because my kids will tell you, like, look, when you make your money, I ain't gonna tell you what to do with it. Now I'm gonna tell you this is again. Now, I've always been that same way. This is what I'm going to get.
Right. Anything outside this,
you get.
Right.
Real talk.
Right.
I've been like that with from T to wheel. And I've stuck with it. And most of them like, shit, I stick with what you going to get. PJ the only one different. PJ, and like I said, he never,
he had his own money.
He always made that money.
Right.
He was always just like a hustler. He always had that little extra stuff just like me. And but I always think about it. And going back, we were talking about it again tonight, how to see with your kids about your finances. I don't think a lot of times you start going through that whole sphere of the kids growing up, just knowing several factors what I think about with parents they may feel like, okay, they don't want to have the kids go through things they didn't want, they went through themselves. My kids really ain't never had that. That's why I said I never had the conversation coming back. Daddy, they talking about my clothes. I've just never had them do that.
Yeah,
I could be lucky, this, that, and that. I don't know.
Maybe they just didn't care. Slick says the kids growing up in social media times are a little bit more entitled than our time. So,
let's go with that. The thing of it is that when a kid sit there and look at certain things, and you sit there and look, and I go to the schools a lot, and I see these kids in some nice,
Right.
high end shit. And again, I know I'm in a damn a school with a zip code where these ain't no high end damn people going here, real talk.
Right.
And so you sit there and you look like, damn, what the hell, what's what with everything? And you wonder, as parents, like now you hit that 45 year age. Most of the kids are probably near that. I got 3 grown ones.
Right.
Just in one school. Most of the kids are right there, either grown or getting ready to walk out, right?
Right.
And you a lot of times looking like, okay, now I done raised them, but now you're in a situation now like, okay, they still might be hanging along and doing certain stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And like damn, man, you hear a lot of people saying things, well, I want to be responsible. I want to do this, that, and that. And I just wonder sometimes, like, what conversation do people have with their children going through it? Going through the whole process of raising them. Like, hey, I ain't got this. This is what we're trying to do. And I think it's and that's why we had a discussion tonight. Because I do think there are levels to where you should have conversation with your children in regards to say, man, you got necessarily say, look, we're going through a bankruptcy. But you can't be straight over like, look, this shit it's tight right now.
I to be honest with you, I had those discussions with my children. I told them, look, we can't afford that right now because either your mama got laid off or, we trying to figure out how to get this and how to do that. We got to get the air conditioning fixed. So I would tell them because I wanted them to understand that it's not because we don't want to get it or we don't feel like you deserve it. It's because there's something more pressing that's going to affect your life in the long run that we need to take care of. You get what I'm saying? Not having air conditioning in summertime is an important thing. So you're going to want to be able to sit up and watch TV in cool air. So we gotta take this $2,000 or $3,000 to get that air conditioning fixed. You may have to forego the new outfits this year. You know what I'm saying?
Did you have air conditioning growing up?
No, I didn't.
I didn't
have air conditioning in Chicago. A lot of houses in Chicago primarily didn't have air conditioning when I was growing up.
Did you really need it?
Oh hell yeah, we need it. we put fans in the windows though, but my great grandmother did not have air conditioning, and she had radiators for heat.
The first time I had air conditioning, I went to the Army.
Really?
Yeah, we never had it. I'm the one. Hey, the house over there in Bankhead, I'm the one put the air conditioning in there.
Now, my grandmother on the south side of Chicago, she had central heating and air.
Man, we had a fan. I grew up with ceiling fans and a fan in the window.
She has it, and I would go to her house for the summer.
No, I never had it.
Lay on top of the vents because they came out the floor.
Like, I never had air conditioning. I'm telling you what 3 things I never had growing up: a dishwasher, air conditioning, or cable.
What's going on, Kids Rock? Appreciate you tuning in.
I never had, like, you know what I'm saying? And I think right
cable, most definitely didn't have cable.
We had cable. I have a dishwasher.
No dishwasher.
I remember a funny story when I first started going with my ex-wife, and she had her place. I ain't know shit about no dishwasher. My stupid ass put dish detergent. So she come home fussing. I'm like, I don't know what the hell I did. Like, she was like, he really didn't know.
Right.
I didn't know. I don't put the dish detergent in.
And then turn that thing on and start sucking out of the bottle.
Take his ass out of the bank here, boy. He don't know what the fuck he doing.
Yeah, I didn't have any of those amenities, and I didn't have it at my grandmother's house on the south side who had air conditioning. I didn't have it on my great grandmother's house. I did not know anything about dishwasher until I moved here. In the 2000s. Like, really, I didn't have no dishwasher. There was no. We washed them dishes. Like, we washed them dishes by hand. It was no.
Real talk. Well, again, nice show. We're talking about how honest are you with your kids about finances.
Slick, we know you had everything. She thought we had all that besides the dishwasher that came later. Yeah, we know you weren't poor. We already know you were. You lived a good life.
Like I said, even we ain't had no money, but I ain't never really feel. Like I ain't never go to bed hungry.
Right.
But that was just one thing that always stuck with me. Like, we ain't had none of that.
But we didn't. You really didn't miss it. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, it wasn't a case of I'm going, man, I need a dishwasher. You know why? Because my friends didn't have dishwasher. So we were like, I was going down the street and they were throwing. Now, my one friend, I remember when he first got a microwave. I told the story before. He was the first person on our block to get a microwave. That's when cable was HBO and Showtime and all that was separate. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't the same. Cable was like $9,000 a month. He had cable and he had a microwave. The only reason I remember the microwave is because we kept putting shit in it. to see how it worked. And it didn't turn or nothing. It was just a microwave.
I bought my grandmama a microwave when I first got in the army. And this I messed up with it. You know, back in them day they had the fuses.
Right.
That you put in.
Uh-huh.
My ass the damn grandma put up, it blowing the damn fuse.
So you got
screw the damn fuse like a little boat, like a little
I remember those.
Yeah. That shit was blowing the damn fuse.
It was too powerful for the house.
I remember that. Again, nice show. We're talking about how answer you with your kids, your finances. Feel free to call in number 678-740-9894. Now, what I want to think about, just let's break down kind of like.
Hey, mama.
Hey, mama, we talking about you, mama.
What's up, mama? Come in late. Don't blame Mr.
Charlie.
Oh. We have my mama tied up.
Mama don't get no love no more.
I want to hang. I went to my mom's house. I don't know mama house saying. When I chilled out for a second, but man, yeah, big shout out to everybody. We had the past Saturday had a annual Harper Day at Charles Lincoln Harper High.
Okay, how was that?
It was cool.
Okay,
it was cool, man. Funny story, but I got a little too happy, had a little too much to drink, and I parked across the street at Jackson Memorial Church.
Okay,
and normally it's kind of open.
Okay,
usually they do it in the people in the Harper Day. They'll donate money to the church. I didn't know this year they weren't collaborating with the church.
Oh, okay.
So, I get in there, park my car at the church, walk across the street to Harper, party, have a good time. So it's about 5 o'clock. I'm, walking back up to the parking lot of the church. They done closed and locked the gate.
Oh, Lord.
Now I done had half a bottle of crime.
You going off.
Man, I done had to throw my bag, throw my flip-flops. I done had to, hey, lad, you been proud of me. Look like Sergeant Burden.
Oh, back to the military.
I climbed that 10-foot wrought iron fence. I threw my backpack over, threw my flip-flops, I'm barefoot. Drunk, climbing over the fence at the church. Shout out to Jackson.
That's right. Hey, you never know when you're going to need that military training.
Hey, man. What this is, my man Milton Commission. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. Sometimes we had a sleepover for dinner. In other words, one of the first things I got my mom was a dishwasher. Then it broke like a year later. Hey, man, it feels good when you have to do certain things.
Right.
But yeah, man, that happened to say, man. Shout out to all the Harper High alumni, man.
That's right.
What I was about to say, I'm about to lose my train of thought. With it though, there are some age appropriate things that when I do want to share this with everybody. When we talk about subject matter, we start looking at things from a transparency standpoint. I do want to just give folks tips, and it may be applicable depending on what age of children see. You're at that stage now, you got grandkids. But I always say, from that young child at 5 to 10, there's basic concepts you can actually be going over with your child. That being introduced to them to like saving, spending, and budgeting. What's wise, what's unwise, and be kind of honest with this might be a little hiccup here and there. You ain't got to give them the full story, but just kind of letting them know, hey, these are certain things you can do. You can also just let them know everyday examples like money management. Like you just said before, listen, if I get this toy, we can't get this.
Right.
If we get this Happy Meal combo, we can't get this for you tomorrow.
Right.
Having some kind of way they have some kind of decision making, on that there may be some consequences with certain decisions that they make to kind of get them, abreast with it. And I think those are good discussions to have with a child that's anywhere from 5 to 10 years old. When you get to that next level, that being your 11 or 13, the preteens, you start the whole concept of allowance and chores.
Right.
Just discuss the relationship between work and money. Perhaps do allowance and chores, have saving goals. Like, look, you put this together, it's going, now they starting to think and process certain things about what they can and can't, what they can do with saving and moving, like with certain things with money. Milton Committee said kids can learn saving starting at 3, according to study. I hope to teach my kids good and young about budgeting and saving, especially not enough people teach or understand the importance of saving, especially when you're young. That's a great point.
Right.
One of the biggest things, and I appreciate that, one of the biggest things about it, I think a lot of times people don't miss the boat with teaching their kids stuff because they don't necessarily want the kids to, you know what I'm saying?
Feel some type of way
about what they can't do.
Let me ask you a question. We're talking about 14, 11, 13-year-olds allowance and chores. How many people you really think still doing that? How many parents do you really think are giving, like if you take out the garbage, I give $5, this week, or that's part of your chores and your allowance. if you don't take it out, you get $5 deducted, or you get $7 deducted because it's a penalty for not taking it out. How many parents do you think are doing that? Because to be honest with you, when I was growing up, it wasn't no chore, it wasn't no allowance to take out the trash. It was take out the trash. Plain and simple. Like, I'm not rewarding you for this. You live here. This is a part of the dwelling.
Well, let me say this. That I don't know, but I will say this, Lamb. There are levels, because I think some things weren't, it's my personal opinion, some things weren't given, probably the parents couldn't do it.
Okay.
And then, because I can't, there are things I can do for my children that my grandparents couldn't do for me.
Right.
But I was always conscious about, like, look, anybody know me, I ain't just running my damn mouth.
Right.
My kids will tell you, my money is my money.
Right.
I will teach you. My kids know.
Right.
Hey, I give you everything in between my ears. Everything between my ears will teach you how to do this, that, and that. But my money is my money.
There's no discussion.
Yeah, there ain't no discussion with that. But I don't know, like, I mean, that's a good question. Hey, comments, anybody in all the chats, let us know if your kids getting allowances, they do chores around the house, there's some kind of reward system, like, put it in the chat if you are doing it. I got Savage of PR. What's up, Shane? Hey, folks, some people claim they don't want their kids to want anything. Unfortunately, most parents don't have unlimited funds. Do you think overspending to satisfy their wants is detrimental? I think anything can be detrimental if you're not actually teaching them what to do. Like you, I could throw my kids an extravagant Sweet 16 party. Right?
Hold right there.
Okay.
I did DJ a Sweet 16 party this weekend, this past weekend. And the young lady, that's Slick's granddaughter, goddaughter. And they said, hey, do you want a Sweet 16 party or do you want a car? And she forego the car for the Sweet 16 party. But these kids were pulling up in Uber Blacks. Like, they wasn't pulling up, you know what I'm saying? Like, they were dressed, they had the Louis Vuitton, they had the Chanel purses and all this. And I'm thinking to myself,
these ain't no kids.
These ain't no kids. Like, you pulling up in Uber Blacks, that ain't no cheap thing, but they were actually doing it. And she was like, no, I don't want a car. I want my Sweet 16 party. Like, and that was kind of thrown because I didn't get offered no car when I was 16. I was driving, but it wasn't a car that I was given or that someone was bought for me.
Or be offered a party that costs as much as a car.
Right.
That's the shit.
I think the dress by itself for the party that she wore for maybe 10 minutes was $5,000.
But going back to what we said before, what I don't try to is get into what's right or wrong. But I say this to say that, to them points, when we actually, the question is, that's going to be detrimental. I think we can all be honest with ourselves. Like, a kid, and I can say this with my son Christopher. Christopher is going to his sophomore year of college. Man, Chris do any damn thing I asked him to do. Not saying I'm just giving him anything, but when he started working in something, I said I need half on the car insurance.
Right.
He gave it to me, got paid, didn't ask for my money and nothing like that. When he needs something, I don't mind doing it.
Right.
I think that we have to be honest with ourselves when we know we're dealing with a person, i.e. even a child, where we know they're being appreciative and they're due and we helping them or doing something for them. When we know that, that shit, Lamb.
Right.
Because, like, it's a little part.
Right.
You buy them a Happy Meal. Thank you.
Right.
That's on. They share. They don't want to share. You know what I'm saying? There are things.
But after a certain amount of time, if you constantly keep getting them the Happy Meal, they're going to expect it. And when you're not able to get it, that's when the problem comes in.
Maybe not. If a kid, thank you, I appreciate it.
Right.
Hey, let me have some, son. They share with you, whatever.
Right.
They'll share with you. You know the ones, I don't want to share.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, no, they get mad and pout. Those are your early signs. I'm just saying, hey, are we going to go to the zoo today? Or now, so we're gonna they might be a little disappointed, whatever, or you might have a whole damn seizure.
Right.
Like, those are, I'm just saying, there are signs that can kind of show you, like, the psyche of how certain people are, or the children can be. You gotta be honest with yourself. He's so damn spoiled, he ain't appreciative of shit. But if you choose to keep facilitating that, that's on you.
Okay.
That's on you, because again, Like it's just like now, I do a solid for somebody, like cool, and I don't expect you to do that in regards, but like that, if I need something, man, I gotta do this, that, and that. Now I can say to myself, I actually will take upon myself to give them for free. They may charge me. That don't make it that way right. Don't make me wrong.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I can't have certain expectations. Like I'm gonna do it for you for free. They charge. You know what I'm saying? I'm appreciative of anything somebody do for me. Another person might be like, man, they just did it. You say thank you. Oh man, now I ain't thinking about it. Common courtesy. You hold the door open for somebody.
Right.
And then some people say thank you, some people walk in, you be like, you know what I'm saying? People will show you certain things.
Right.
It's on you to sit here and just say, okay, cool. If you keep doing something for a child or a person, and you see they're giving you these signs, they're not appreciative. When you move forward on it, that's on you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, real talk.
Right.
So I can't say that's bad to give a kid a certain thing, because one kid be like, man, I'm happy, I'm good, but that kid do everything. That kid doing great great in school, but they also will go above and beyond. You come home from work, hey boy, everything good? Y'all took care of the dog, yeah, everything good. You know what I'm saying? You don't mind because they doing what they're supposed to. But then you turn around, you got to do everything. What did you do this? What did you do that?
Right.
Damn, you got to do that.
Stay on.
You got to stay on them. And then you turn around doing everything for them. Like, they don't grow out of that, Lamb. They don't grow out of that unless they have some kind of culture shock for that to happen. You know what I'm saying? Then we're talking about, are you honest with your kids about financing? Like, sometimes we got to see him be realistic about certain things, right? We can love our children, we can love our family members and stuff like that. People will give you signs, and your children will too, how their demeanors are. You just got to make that decision. Like, well, I don't want my kid to have this, that, and that. But your kid don't give a damn about all those sacrifices you made to get them that. So you made that decision. What we got right here? A couple comments. Anybody comment in that lab?
Yeah, Slick says kids steal and door knocking to keep up with the time.
Fake stuff not working anymore.
Man, what do you mean by fake stuff?
Like fake Gucci or whatever, like Pro Wings and stuff like that. That's 100% honest. Just looking at this party I DJ'd on over the weekend. These kids was wearing some expensive stuff. Like, I'm thinking to myself, like, half the stuff they got, I probably couldn't afford, and I got a good job. Like, how they afford this? And you know why I know it's not fake stuff? Because they not gonna do that. They so afraid that the next friend gonna see that it's fake and really, like Russell jeans. You get what I'm saying? Like, when we walking, I got on Wranglers instead of Levi's. You got on Rustlers. That they gonna notice that, so they're not going to do that. So I mean, it's $3,000-$4,000 purses and shoes to $800 shoes. Like, and I know to myself, I'm like, for me to do that, I gotta say this, I gotta say that, I gotta maybe look at this, I gotta say, no, I can't afford it right now. But it's just like it's no thing.
You know what it's like. But like I said, I don't never trip on nobody. But it's the same thing when you see people spend all this money for the extravagant prom stuff, but then they ain't got no damn money to pay for tuition when they're in college.
Right.
I mean, real talk. Like, that's just the thing about it, man. Like, you got this extravagant stuff going on.
You get Bentleys and renting out the whole restaurant for the prom, and
you rob Peter pay Paul to try to get them in school. Real talk. Again, I ain't saying what's right, I ain't saying what's wrong, but just sometimes we gotta be thinking about these certain things. What we got right here? Let me scroll back. Sorry about that, y'all. Milton underscore commission. I apologize if I mispronounced your name, brother. We never got allowances. I don't think you should get money for a choice, in my opinion. Some things you have to do to survive. I feel like they'll grow up to not do dishes because they aren't getting paid.
I agree.
If you want a plate to eat, you'll do the dishes, etc. Samples PR says someone wise once said, what couldn't you do? What couldn't you what couldn't you teach them in the first 18 years that needs what they need to be taught, that you can teach with them after 18 to 25?
Right.
That wise person is. In other words, chores around the resident is critical in teaching lessons. However, this
chores teach responsibility. I agree with
and I'm gonna tell you something, like when I got Snow after the divorce, and I put it on the boards like that's y'all dog, and I come in, Snow ain't taken care of, ain't fed. It took me about 2 or 3 times waking folks up 2 or 3 in the morning. Hey, it ain't done. Hey, my dishes ain't woke up. But that's the thing about it, where you have to make a decision. as yourself. Like, we're talking about how to our kids about finances. Most of the time when we got to correct our children or teach our children, it's going to be kind of uncomfortable, right? We got to kind of, spend some time or get up late, make stuff or see them go through something.
Right.
My kid want to go to the movies and all this other kind of stuff. Everybody got $50, bro. I actually watch. Now, I might even be leaving and let you go, but I ain't getting up $5.
Right.
I get enough for the movie.
And some popcorn.
You might go buy a straw.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I say all that to say, when you correcting your children, it's never going to necessarily be something that's convenient. It's going to be something that maybe kind of rub you the wrong way. But they got to kind of go through stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
They got to kind of go through that. And we started talking about, again, those age appropriate things we talking about allowances. That next phase, being the 14 to 18 teenagers, that's where you be a little bit more sterner with budgeting. Like, hey, I'm giving you this. How you spend this shit, that's on you. If you got to spend the rest of the month, you got to take care of your school lunch. You got, you driving to school, you 16. I'm giving you $75 for the week. You back for school, you spend that. Or whatever, like this your whatever money, whatever. You need to know what's going on, having them understand these particular things that you got.
You run out of gas, you got to catch that bus.
Yeah, you're working, but then you don't have no money in your pocket.
Right,
like that doesn't add up. Having them kind of tough conversation, but it goes back to again how serious can you be with seeing your kids sometimes go through stuff?
See, that's the hardest part. Like Slick says, the status quo ain't just the kids, the parents. Buying for the kids because they out here just living life. So a lot of times it's not necessarily the kids that's having the issue. It may be the parents not wanting somebody to see their kids having the issue. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't want my son going to school with them messed up shoes, so I'm gonna buy him some new shoes and maybe go to rent for 2 months and hopefully pray that something happens, because I don't want him out there in the streets looking like that. That's a reflection of me.
The problem comes up. Your son get 18, 19, 20 years old, they don't know how to go work and get their own shoes.
Right.
Because you always fix the problem.
You always fix the problem.
Those kind of things you got to be realistic about. I'm going to tell you a moment that I realized that we really didn't have no money. And I think I talked about this before. But I was stationed in Germany. And I'm out there partying like hell.
Right.
And I done went through my little private check, which is about $800-900 a month at that time. And I called home, Grandma, can you Weston give me some money? She said, I ain't got no money, baby. Let me put your mom on the phone. And I said, Mom, but keep in mind, I got a whole 2 weeks. I don't spend it up.
Oh, you didn't spend it all.
I'm talking about daddy dog.
You making it rain on the Germans.
I'm having a good time. I'm dancing on the bar.
Right.
Acting a damn fool. Laugh. I ain't had no damn money. I'm talking about the day after payday. And I called and I said, no, Mama, Grandma gave the phone to Mama. Grandma like, I ain't got no damn money. And my granddaddy, I hear him in the background. He probably hear him talking. That motherfucker don't have me shit. That motherfucker don't put you. That motherfucker don't get. Hey,
you ain't say that.
That motherfucker don't have me. What the hell? Hey, I remember, my mama getting the phone, like, and I'm just like, cause my partner, he called home, his mama done West Indies some money. So she's like, you ain't got, I said, no. Said, Mama, he ain't got no money. He ain't got this, that, and that. I'm sorry. Man, that shit hit me.
Right.
They ain't got no money.
They ain't got no money.
And I done spent my money. When I say that shit woke my ass up, and like I said, I always been a worker. Don't get me wrong. But like that's, I'm on my own.
Right.
I'm on my own. Then, man, that shit shook my ass.
Right.
That shit will never happen again. And it's never, ever happened to me ever again in my life.
Right.
Because they was just, I remember my granddaddy, man. That's how he was. Man, I remember granddaddy. He'd be like, motherfucker, don't have people shit. Hey, don't even put me on there. Don't even talk to me.
Don't even put me on the phone.
Yeah, no, I see you speak to him.
Right. I think I already knew we didn't have any money. I already knew. Don't ask me how I knew. I just knew already, because to be honest with you, we didn't ever really have a discussion about finances when I was growing up as a child. It was just kind of unspoken the way things were. Like, we ain't got no money. Like, my grandmother don't really have no money. It was kind of an unspoken thing. Like, when we get food in the refrigerator, it was a party. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't all the time when we went to the grocery store and just filled up on food. And, you know, back then, you know, we had plenty of black and white boxes, which was the generic stuff. It was, you know, Frosted Flakes was black and white boxes, you know, and just a bunch of that stuff going on. So it was never a case of where we were just getting all the name brand stuff. You know how Ed Murphy say, your mama say, I'm gonna make you a hamburger better than McDonald's. That's what we were going through. Like, you want McDonald's, but you know, you want Frosted Flakes, but we got this black and white Frosted Flakes right here. You're gonna have to eat these. So I always knew, because it was if we got that food that 1 month, the next month we probably didn't get nothing. Because we wasn't getting the food stamps or anything. So it was whatever my grandmother and grandfather could get together to feed us, that's what they did. But it wasn't every month.
Yeah.
We might go to the store and get $100 or $150 worth of food for that month. Next month, we got to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You got to figure out something. But when we did get it, I just knew we just didn't have any money. I knew we did.
It's a funky gray area, lad. I'm gonna be honest with you. As you start, what's going on now? I see what's happening, Sam. What's going on? I appreciate you tuning in. I'm gonna be real with you, lad. It's a funky area, you know, funky area when you start progressing and you want to provide certain things. How your kids have more than you had when you were growing up. But it's hard to make them more independent because you're giving them shit that you had to bust your ass to get. So it's real funky we're doing that.
And then you start saying to yourself, well, I didn't have it, and look how strong I am.
Yeah, man.
And you feel like you're going to make your child something, they're going to feel entitled because you're doing these things. But at the same, you kind of a catch-22. You don't want them to struggle and go through what you went through. But at the same time, you know how it made you, how resilient it made you, and you don't want to spoil them. So it's like, how do you do it both?
Shit, you know my rule, like I just don't want to grown in my house.
Right.
So we're gonna just be real. And just a couple of general tips I wanted to give with parents is be honest with them. But you can have them boundaries, you know, in regards to just say like, look, man, we can't do this, can't do that, like and stick with it. And be able to go through the disappointment of that they may have because they can't do this, can't do that. Look, man, we can't go no day in the world this shit. Like we can go to Savannah,
right?
To Macon,
right?
But we can't do it now. We save. Yeah, we put exactly
right.
Now we can save and put stuff together. Go next year.
Right.
But I want to go this year. Well, look, I just told you.
And that's the if.
Yeah, exactly. But just be honest with them. But just and put that kind of plan in place to understand. Look, we might do it next year if we put this stuff to the side. Excuse me, we definitely can do this year. Give them some teaching moments. One big thing, like I've told my kids over the years, different stuff in regards to like just say a car. When I was in my early 20s, you know, I might deal with, you know, the Mr. Johnny, the mechanic. You know, let me get this to you, this chick.
Right.
Whereas you try to figure out you hear what's wrong with you. You might go to one person, figure out what's wrong, then you go to a couple more bootleg folks to see what they'll charge to fix it. Now, you really don't even know that's what's wrong with your car. You just know that with a jack. So you go get this little part and you call around. Like somebody, Tammy said, awesome job. Hey, lab.
Hey.
San Francisco disease is built brick by brick with independence. Absolutely. But you know, you go through the point of where you're trying to get certain things and, you know, calling in different places to get certain stuff fixed. And you get this guy to fix it, and next thing you know, pay him with this check. You went to the next check to pay him, but you go to bootleg. Well, you probably could take it to the dealership and got it done right.
Okay.
Same thing with getting stuff fixed at your house.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You're cutting corners. You get this DIY expert to do shit at your house, and then you find out they did it. Next thing you know, the shit that they did was cheaper than the contractor. But you know, and it looked good. But 3 months later, this shit started leaking.
Right.
This stuff falling apart.
Right.
But as you get older, you understand, look, let me pay a little bit more money so I can revisit it.
And I get warranty.
Those are the kind of things you can go teach your kids. Like, look, this shit might cost a little more money, but I actually have a recourse with this. You know what I'm saying? Like, those kind of what I'm saying, like teach them when we start talking about finances. Like, yeah, that's cheaper. You know what I'm saying? But that's not that. I've had family members like, you know, over the years, you know, when we first started, like, you know, getting houses and stuff. Man, you don't need this. You just do this and do that yourself. Some shit looked like I did it myself. Right. You know, some shit I might be about to start a damn fire trying to hook up wires and stuff. Right. So You can't cut corners on everything.
Right.
And having those honest conversation with your kids, like, look, man, I know it may seem like this taking it, but I think this is probably the best way of doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing is teaching your kids by priorities.
Right.
Look, man, you got to make sure you take care of your rent. You got to make sure you take care of your car.
Mm-hmm.
You got to make sure you got gas. You got to make sure you got food. Do not worry about a vacation.
Mm-hmm.
Do not worry about, going out if you ain't took care of that shit.
Right.
Don't spend your daycare money on concert tickets. I mean, really, but I'm saying, it's age appropriate.
Right.
Son, you want to go to this place? I gave you $100.
Mm-hmm.
You went out with your friends. Don't come back to me next week, ask me for shit, and I just gave it to you.
Right.
And you gotta be
stern. Yeah.
You gotta be stern. The hell it is hard.
That's the hard part for most parents.
See, that's the thing about it. That's the thing about it. Folks don't know. I just told your ass you did that. Well, no. And I'm telling you, man, that kind of shit stick with you more. My high school coach, Cole Crawford, I ain't never seen eye out Cole Crawford. Cole Crawford told me something stuck with me my whole life. We were going on a recruiting trip to Georgia Southern. He got us riding from Atlanta to Statesboro in his damn van, listening to gospel.
Okay.
So it's torture. It's torture, man. So I said, Cole, I got a tape. Too short. He said, Stomp. He said, I don't want to hear no cussing. I said, Cole, no, ain't no cussing in there. He said, Stomp, I'm telling you, I don't want to hear no cussing. Put the too short in. Susan Hill, what's my thing? Cole popped it out. I told you, Stomp, everybody laughing. It's funny. It's still a long ass damn ride down 16 down Georgia Southern. Coach, I had another, I forgot it, but it wasn't really cursing on it, just music.
Okay.
Stomp. No. And when he told me, stuck with it. He said, you're gonna find life. You had your chance. Everybody gonna give you a second chance.
Right.
That shit has always stuck with me to this day. I say all that to say, by that man not bending, and I'm a good kid, but that man not bending and saying something and sticking with it.
Right.
And sticking with it.
That
had a greater impact than people giving me second chance.
Right.
Like, no, we did, because that was a long, painful ass ride.
Mm-hmm.
He going by 60 or 70 down highway I-16 going down there, like, man, I could have just said that, but it stuck with me with doing it. And I think that's probably a lot of times parents don't want to be stern about certain stuff. We got any comments, anything?
Slick says parents be like, I can't have Gucci bag and my kids got on cheap stuff. So that's how people see things. But no, there's no other comments on Facebook.
What I got, Milton said, I got to head out, man. This has been a lot of fun to watch and actually learn a decent bit. Thank you for doing this. And please check the DM when you're done. Have a great night, y'all. Hey, thanks a lot, brother. I appreciate it. I'll definitely check it out.
Instagram, I'm about to log out for a second. I got somebody, people just keep calling me. I need to see what's going on.
Gotcha. But that's one of them things, like, we know, again, we started talking about having those moments in regards to dealing with your kids. People have to be okay with going through them tough moments. Another thing, what we say, just encourage questions too with your kids. One thing about it, we talked about this before, guys, in regards to dealing with your children. A lot of times when our kids ask us questions, or, why do they charge this for the gas? Or why do they charge it for the water? Why do we got to do this? Or what happened? Why his money might be tight or whatever. Don't be so quick to want to blow your kids off and don't ask me questions. A couple things happen when you actually don't have conversation with your kids, or you stop your kids from being inquisitive. A lot of times your kids really don't. You can breed adults, you can create adults that don't necessarily know how to think, right? So we start sometimes not so live with ear. Hold on 1 second. Let me TikTok about to cut off. A lot of times that within 1 second, when we tell our kids, cut them off answering questions, tell them to stop answering questions, you stop that thinking. And a lot of times we have adults that don't really process well, get on our kids a lot of times and say, your ass ain't thought about this, or why you just doing this, you ain't thought about it. A lot of times the reason why that happened, because when they were younger and they were thinking and want to ask questions, as a parent, we might have just stopped them right then and there. Don't ask these questions, don't be asking them, just do what I say do. It's the difference between a kid being disrespectful and question you, and a kid being inquisitive and they want to know why certain things happen, right? And my youngest son, William is very inquisitive. Not disrespectful at all. He's very inquisitive. He asks a lot of questions. He's very insightful with a lot of stuff. And I always have to be mindful of, I don't blow him off, but sometimes be so damn busy. He'll ask me questions when I'm in the middle of something. And I always have to be conscious about, let me pump the brakes and not give him a blow off answer. Like, yeah, that's what it is, to get him out of my way. Because again, I got to think about not William at 13, but William at 20, 22, 23, 24, 25. And he got to make decisions for himself. I understand why things happen as opposed to me just giving him an answer. What Slick says, I was proud of my 50-year-old grandson on his own, got a summer job this summer, awesome. And him helping save, and I am helping him save though. That's a key thing. That's a great thing when we sit there and see our kids, see them young people in our families. They start getting that independence. They start growing. They start doing certain things. And even though I tell my kids all the time, once you start making your money, that's on you. But understanding, like, look, you making your money, you spend your money, but you're not going to be working. And again, I got my little area what I'm help for you. I might help you with your gas, help you with these certain things. But if you want to get outside of that and you working, you take care of that. So if it's outside of that, you got your extra money and you spent that, now we're not going to do that. And just be realistic about that. People, I think most parents genuinely want the best for their children. They genuinely want the best for their children. They don't want their kids to really be harmed. They want to grow up and be good citizens and take care of their family. But you have to be realistic about certain things. Is, are you helping them, or are you crippling them? Right? And far too often, people have this fear of, I don't want them to do this, I don't want them to do that. And you see a lot of parents that have adult children and they're doing things for their adult children that they should be doing. And when I say that, there's one thing about assisting your kids and caretaking for your kids, right? And that's why I want to have these conversations. Because again, I always got to just want to diffuse stuff before it gets started. I'm not going to say my way the right way or somebody else's way is the wrong way. You know when you feel like, hey, this child is damn getting over on me. I'm doing shit I ain't supposed to be damn doing. Why can't your old ass get it? We know why this stuff happens, right? And a lot of times we be honest with ourselves. We usually be the kind of culprit behind it. And we got to be realistic with ourselves when we're doing some of these particular things, right? So I just want to be just straight up with that. And again, we're having a discussion of how honest with your kids with finances. A lot of times because we as parents weren't transparent with them, weren't stern with them with certain things. That's what caused those particular things to happen. But you got a 25 or 30-year-old, and they're not going through transitional stuff. Lost a job, divorce, new kid, going back to school, transitional things, right? Moving, whatever, relocate. We talking about just still sustaining a grown ass child. Not sustaining a grown child, but also paying for grandkids. A lot of times we just gotta sit here and just say, well, look, you want to take care of that. We had a show a couple of weeks ago where I said it straight up and I meant it. Sometimes when we say, and I have a granddaughter, and then we were talking about a lot of times people say, well, I got to do this, I got to make sure my grandkids straight. Well, if I'm kicking out all my money to make my grandkids straight, I'm just gonna be like, shit, let me go and take care of them, right? I'm if that's gonna be the deal. But I'm not gonna let nobody hold nothing over my head with that and everything like
Sorry
that.
about that, family. Yeah.
Okay. So let's just say they be taking care of their kids, and their kids got kids too. Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. And that happened so many times. And nobody want to get themselves in no messed up situation when we take their kids and doing stuff like that on purpose. Right? But again, you got to be realistic about certain stuff. Again, you know when your kid is appreciative of what you're doing. You know that. They give you that sign at 7, 8 years old. They're gonna have a pound or whatever. And you have some kids that say, thank you, I appreciate it, whatever. Good kid, mannerable, this, that, and that. You know that.
Right.
You gotta make a conscious decision at that point with it.
Right.
At the end of the day, like, look, man, I don't want to. It could be a position where, look, man, hey, dad ain't getting, but daddy got laid off, and I can't do these certain things. Look, man, hey, I'm sorry, I can't do it. Not trying to keep up with the thing, we can't do what we used to do.
Right.
Because this is what happened and stuff like that. And kids don't need to know the whole ins and out of why the factory closed or whatever this, that, and that. But you can be honest, I just can't do it like that no more. Son.
Right.
Oh my baby girl, I can't do this no more. And have them understand that kind of stuff. Those are good teaching moments where we can teach them. Like I said, now we just went over those age appropriate things. You gotta keep in mind you want to balance their innocence. A kid don't need to be here. I can't do this or cussing at them because they asking kids stuff. Hey, can we go here now? Make it. Protect their innocence.
Right, most definitely.
I don't need to have a grown conversation
with a child.
With a child.
Right.
There are things I can say to my 20-year-olds that I don't need to say to my 13-year-old. Right. Yeah, and sometimes take a step back so your emotion don't overtake your communication. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because you so amped up, you so mad, you so stressed, you so sad that you say something to a younger person that they really didn't need to hear that.
Right.
Or even somebody that may be 17, 18, that's some shit, you gotta make sure that your delivery does not overtake your message.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the shock of your delivery.
Exactly.
They don't hear nothing else but wah, 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 wah. Right.
Exactly. But also, prepare your kids for independence, man. A lot of times people hear me all the time, man. I say this loud, and people look at me funny. I'm like, man, I put them out 2 weeks after I graduated. I say that I did that.
Right.
But I don't put my kids out. If any one of my kids are on right now, P, Chris, Will, T, whatever, they will tell you they wanted to get the hell out of my house. So it wasn't I put them out.
Right.
They was just ready to get the hell out from around Daddy.
Right.
And anybody knows I'm very close with all my children. I'm very close with all my children, but hey, I'm ready to go spread my wings.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to go do my thing and stuff. And they'll come back, hey man, some OG stuff, Daddy. What you think about this? What you think about that? They do it all the time. But I don't want to, hey, get the hell on.
Right.
Because it's some things you're not gonna learn till you go through it.
Most definitely.
You know what I'm saying? And you gotta kind of just get to that. Again, we're talking about you teach how honest you with your kids with finances. Build that awareness. Understand, like, look, hey, when you work and do certain things, that things happen in life. You get sick, you lose your job, lifestyle changes, another get a relationship. Holler at your kids about that kind of stuff.
Right.
Just,
especially when you lose your job. We went through that several times with our children. Like, we can't afford that. This shit, like, one Christmas would be full of stuff. Next Christmas, it's not gonna be that way. Like, you're not gonna get bikes and PlayStation and Xboxes this year because one of us don't have a job. So those were things I would literally sit down and tell them, look, you can pick one gift. That's all you get this year.
Ease October, November conversation.
Right.
Like, look, go through that. So listen, we know we I know you're sad.
Right.
I know you got expectations, but 2 months from now, your ass don't need to be sitting there like, whoa,
right, right,
tree.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You already kind of know. Kids already, they might not like it,
right,
but they know. Savvy Rich PR says, wait, tell them why the factory closed or being a one-on-one. No, you're not necessarily telling them why the factory closed, but you can just tell them, like I said, it's a change in the income. Things have changed, whatever. It's age appropriate.
Daddy not working right.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
That, like I say, you know your kid. You know what comprehension level they are at. But again, the key thing with it is when you're talking to them, don't talk.
Don't talk down to them.
Don't talk down to them. But when we as parents, man, we already stressed.
Our frustration comes out.
This.
Right.
And they come in the room, and at that moment, if you can consciously walk away, decompress, and maybe have a conversation with them.
Yeah.
And we all give them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Just lost your job. He come and say, what's going on? Everybody in the senior class going to Paris for spring break, and you just lost your job. You like, I want to go too. No.
Exactly.
Right.
Savvy Rich VR said, no, you should tell them why the factory closed. It teaches economics. Well, again, they go back to the age appropriate.
Right.
I don't necessarily know if the younger person would process that, or they even care to even hear that.
I don't think a teenager wants to know why the factory closed. They just want to know what's the change in our finance to where I can't get these shoes.
Well, it go back to your kid.
Right.
Every one of my kids at 18 are totally different.
Right.
One, I can have a conversation where I have talk complex subjects and stuff like that. Okay, cool. I get that. We understand how economics work and this, that, and that were going on. Some, I ain't gonna sit here and say like, hey, what the hell you just say, daddy?
Right.
They just understand the results. So your kid.
Right.
My only point is we don't want to get our messages lost with our delivery.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's one of the key things, Understand about finance can help your children develop a healthy relationship with money, understand its value, and make informed financial decisions as they grow older.
Mm-hmm.
That's all we want. Mm-hmm. I think everybody wants their kids to actually, grow up, be, solid citizens, make a great impact on society. Sacrifice VR said hard lesson isn't what they want, is what the reality teaches them life lesson. I agree, and I appreciate that. You will. You want every parent, I do think, genuinely want the best for their kids.
Mm-hmm.
I do think a lot of times because the fear, and I'm being honest with it, the fear of our kids going through stuff, things that we might miss, things we go back, people don't want to actually have their kids go through certain stuff. But again, that's the kind of stuff that's gonna make a solid person.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's what's gonna make a solid person. That at some point, we know in a circle of life, our kids may be in a situation where they got to do what? Take care of us.
Right.
And if I'm still taking care of your ass, and I'm seeing this shit right now with family members where the parent didn't do certain stuff, and now the parent is at a point where they're so old they can't do nothing, and now that child, is an older person, and they still really can't even damn function because every time they trip, somebody call.
Right.
And that shit looks very, it's real effed up. And I see that. I see that a lot. Like I said, with some people that's close to me were doing it. And I'm just saying that people don't be afraid. And again, guys, that's why I want to have discussions like this. Not a point of ridiculing, not a point of talking about nobody, but just being realistic as parents. Hey, look, man, we ain't got necessarily always going to have a blueprint. We're not always going to have people that actually see the world the way we are. But at the end of the day, I think we compromise on certain things. I think But man, listen, it's been an awesome show, great conversation with everything. I hope you guys got out of it half as much. Not all of what I did was just trying to, just have a discussion with you guys. But again, guys, I want to tell you from the bottom of my heart, I really appreciate all the love and support with the growth of the YouTube channel, hitting those milestones with a 30,000 on it's short dollar and 5,000 on Change Your Lives.
That's right.
Thanks so much for the love and support. Tune in to Change Your Lives next week. And also, guys, if you haven't, go to the YouTube channel, Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel and take advantage of all the great information. Got a lot of great information coming out. I'm doing like probably about 4 or 5 videos on car insurance. Just talk about, what it is, different facets of different things coverage. I think that's something that car insurance is something that a lot of people have to deal with on a day-to-day basis, but they really understand certain concepts about it. And I want to, kind of break certain things like that: the car insurance, the health insurance, property insurance, things like that. For the rest of the year, it'll be other information too. But those videos are going to be coming out in August, so definitely go to the YouTube channel and subscribe and take care of the information there. Guys, listen, man, great chat, gentlemen. Thanks for listening. I appreciate it, guys. Again, thanks so much. I appreciate all the love and support. Y'all take care of yourself. Love y'all. Be safe. I'll talk with you soon.